Good morning. Shit, we got Patty Mabry in the house today. Good morning, stranger danger. It's been a minute.
I wonder if it makes a difference when you go live or when I go live. We're trying a new technique because today we're grateful that Facebook goes through the whole video seamlessly. Seamlessly?
Yeah. Seamlessly seamless.
Absolutely.
Yes. Throughout the entire conversation. So we are grateful for a working uninterrupted Facebook Live.
Absolutely. I'm just going on Facebook here so that I can share this so more people can watch.
Amazing. You know what I was thinking about when you were hitting my mug?
Hey, what were you thinking about when I was hitting your mug?
Are you in bully mode today? I was thinking about playing pool, and I was like, we've never played pool before.
I would smoke you.
Are you good at it? That'll be really
The
fun.
more drinks I have, the better I get.
Do you?
So I think. Who plays pool? Who's good at pool in here? Let's say good morning to our homies. Who do we have here?
All right, who do we have?
Who's in the
we
house,
got
Bebe?
Crystal, we got Patty. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning,
Crystal
Patty.
and
Good morning,
Patty.
Jeanette.
And
Good
Jeanette.
morning, Natasha. Natasha, that's a new name. Where are you from? Let us know. Drop a comment. Good morning, Sammy.
Good morning, Sammy.
Good morning, Jeanette. Good morning,
Tina.
Tina. Good morning,
Julia.
Julia.
Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Ubaid.
Ubaid in
Yes.
the house. What's up, broda?
Good morning, Emerald. Good morning, Josie. Josie, I think that's a new name. No? Okay. Great. That's why there's two of us. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Crystal. Way to speak it into existence, Erin. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Pee-wee.
Wow. Hi,
I love
Pee-wee.
that name, Pee-wee. What is that?
Good morning.
What's your heritage?
Good morning.
Good morning, Nicole.
Boogie's girlfriend, Nicole.
Boogie
Melissa.
says hi. Boogie.
That's it. I'm out of here. I don't need to do the show
Good
anymore.
morning, Monique.
Boogie. They
don't
want
think-
you to do the show. We're out.
Boogie,
We're
do you
gonna
want to come
retire.
join us?
We're gonna retire.
He doesn't care.
Boogie, come.
Good morning, Beth.
He said.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Kayla. Upstate New York. What's up? Good morning, Teresa.
Oh, shit.
Good morning, Joseph. All right, you guys. Good morning. Is he coming? He's coming. He's coming, you guys. It's too early for him.
Oh, Mama E had to tell him he was gonna get some peanut butter later.
Boogie, do you want to tell us what we're going to talk about
No, I didn't even want to come, but Mama E made me.
today? Oh, so you're not in the mood to.
I'm in sleep.
He's so mad right now. Okay, fine.
It's okay, Baba. They love you, so we are here.
All right. So we will kick this off since Boogie's not in the mood to talk right now. But today we're going to talk about your expectations and how your expectations are probably sabotaging your goals.
If not now, then they have before. And I want to say who this is for today.
Okay.
Today's episode is really going to hit home for those who have tried for a very long time, still have not found, they've tried to lose weight for a long time. I'm going to be very specific. Tried to lose weight for a long time, have struggled with their weight all their life, still have yet to find the thing that works best for them long term. No, I'm not talking about anything that gets you results that you can't keep. Who it's hard because when you don't know what you don't know. And this is for those who are, oh man, how do I even say this?
Just keep it raw. Like just
Yeah, but
Take it
it's
straight
for the
home.
person that doesn't know that they do it, they don't know that it's them.
right.
You know what I mean?
So-
So it's So we want to talk about expectations and how when you have a certain expectation going into something, you may already be screwing yourself up. But this is for the person who's tried everything and it hasn't worked yet long term. Because if what you've been doing hasn't worked, stop doing it. Stop thinking that that's the right thing. Stop setting an expectation about that's what you're going to be told to do, because that doesn't work. If you want something to work, you have to do it differently if it hasn't worked before.
Yeah.
I'm going to get fired up because
we're going to get fired up.
We talked to a lot of people, and I'm going to get fired up.
Because we talked to a lot of people, and we had a conversation with somebody, and the reason why we were like, you know what, we're going to change today's topic, because an hour and a half ago, Erin and I had a conversation, and I was so fired up. And you guys, like, my morning is very sacred. Like, I have like all my rituals and all my routines, because if I don't keep my morning sacred, then I can't deliver for the rest of the day the way that I want to. So it's expending and giving of a lot of energy all throughout the day. But you know,
we're not going to call out any names.
No.
But I hope that this one person, and I hope that multiple people who I know exist in the world, are going to at some point see this episode.
Erin had a conversation with me this morning about a conversation that she had with somebody. Like I said, we're going to keep it, personal.
And the reason we're going to get fired up is out of passion. Truly out of passion and desire to change the struggle that is going on within society, and how people are still struggling with losing weight, and it's so frustrating. And it's frustrating for us because we know what it's like, and we want to pull you out, but we can only lead the horse to the water. So it's really like we get really passionate because we want you to understand how serious it is.
Damn.
That you absorb these concepts. Okay? So let's go.
So, at 5 a.m. this morning, Erin was telling me of a conversation that she had with somebody. So I'll tell you a little bit of the person's background. That person is extremely overweight. Okay?
They're all thinking, is it me?
No, she's
Don't
she's pretty young.
Don't worry about who it is. Let's just say that this is a case. What is it called?
She's pretty young. She's already heavily medicated.
Case study.
Okay, she's already heavily medicated.
Overweight, young.
Pretty young. Now, she comes from an ethnic background. Where basically, because of the environment that she's in, she, unlike most of you here in the room, who I think that, for you, it's just like you've been jaded by the industry, and she has too. However, I will say, you have a basic understanding of nutrition. But comment yes if you agree. Now that person
has no basic.
Has no awareness whatsoever about nutrition. Like when I was speaking to the person yesterday, I'm like, she has so much to learn, and I told her that.
So let's keep it like as a case study, right? Because this is not meant to attack anybody. This is not meant as an attack. This is designed to be an effort to rescue. Okay? So take it that way. Now, the environment that this person grew up in as well is extremely unsupportive, because everybody in the environment is also very unaware. Also very unaware of what it is that they're doing, what it is that they're eating. And so, everything is just not in their favor right now, but they do want help, right? They've expressed interest in having help. So then, what we found within the case study is that there was, and I have to also say for the record, we are making an assumption based off of the experiences that we've had over the last decade, right? That this person had an expectation that there was, you know, the instruction given was going to be like meal plan, do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, you know, just tell me exactly what to do. And when you have an expectation that isn't met, and maybe don't believe that the strategy being used is going to be effective, you choose not to do it, that's going to fuck you up. Because if your idea of what works hasn't been working, adopt a new idea. What do you have to lose? You're already losing, right? So it reminds me, okay, as a personal trainer since January 2009, so it's been
11 years.
11 years.
11 and a half years, yeah.
11 and a half years. People would come in for their training sessions, and I would have them do things, right? Like, you paid me, I'm the professional, great, like I'm having you do these things. And I don't know how many times like I heard like, oh, can we do something else? Or like, I don't want to do that or whatever. And the thought that goes through my head every time is, you're going to pay me to tell me what you want to do. You can do that shit for free. I don't need your money. You can go tell you what to do for free. But did that get you anywhere in the past? No, otherwise we wouldn't be in this situation. We wouldn't be having this conversation. You wouldn't be paying me to train you, right? So you have to release expectations. If you're investing in a professional of any kind, business, weight loss, relationship, therapy, whatever it is, if you're investing in a professional, release expectations and be open-minded to what their idea is. Because if what you've been doing hasn't been working, stop thinking that that's going to work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed 100% of the time.
So there's a few problems. Problem number one is that most people go into something having an expectation. Problem number two in this industry, right, in the weight loss industry, is that people are taught extremely unrealistic, unsustainable expectations. I want to take, I want to give them an example from like basically Travis's comment on Monday. So one of our clients, one of our clients, Travis, and shout out to him because he's an amazing person, and thank you for what you do, Travis, by the way, messaged me on Monday concerned.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm coming up on 4 weeks. I stepped on the scale today and I'm really frustrated. For one, I didn't tell you to step on a scale. You just took it upon yourself. For two, he's very frustrated. I'm like, why? He's like, I only lost 9 pounds. I'm like, do you realize that you've only done this for 3 weeks and you're down 9 pounds? Like,
what is
your expectation is messed up because you're actually killing it. But whether you're killing it or you're struggling, your problem is the expectation. The expectation that because you want to lose weight, you're going to lose 40 pounds in 40 days.
Stop focusing on the expected outcome and focus on the action that you have taken that you already know is good for you.
Right. So that's number two. We live in a society with this industry, right? The expectations are completely unrealistic.
That's because Julie lost 100 pounds in 6 months doing keto.
Yeah.
Right? So we have this expectation. Any success story that you see on anything that you're trying to be sold, even us, I'll tell you 100%. Like, people put the best results on the page because they want to convince you that it works. Now, for us, you can go read anything on any of our pages of people saying whatever they say. That's not prompted. That's not us posting that on a sales page, trying to convince you of anything. That's other people voluntarily providing you their own experience with us, right? That's the beauty of reviews. Right? By the way, never look at the 5 stars, never look at the 1 stars. Because they're either just raving fans, they're going to say everything amazing, or they're just really unhappy people who are going to shit on anyone. Okay? But, you told me that.
Yeah.
But any transformation photo that you see, any before and after, whatever, if that page is trying to sell you something, you can expect that is probably one of the most extreme results they've ever gotten. And that's somebody who probably followed the program to a T, which is not average. So if you want to be average, expect you're not going to get the same results. If you want to be above average, you have to take above average action.
Yeah! Damn! The mic just dropped. Boom.
If you want to be above average, you have to take above average action. Now, I'm going to say that with a disclaimer. You're most likely not in the position to go from 0 to above average action.
Yep.
You have to, if you're below average, you first have to take average action. Otherwise, if you try to go all the way up from 0 to 100, you're going to fall right back down to the bottom. We talk about this all the time. It's a matter of steps. It's a matter of progression. Progress, not perfection. Man, there's so much good shit in here.
Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of things because you're really dropping in some goodies, and I want to add to that. So for
Should I bust out my dad's shirt?
Yeah, do it. Oh,
I'm really hot.
It's Dad Shirt Day, everybody.
Street makes fun of me for dad's shirt.
Yeah, but you rock them. So, anyways, your expectations are blocking you, right? And I want to give some examples of having expectations. For one, you need to drop your expectation. If you have any expectation, I will tell you that that's probably a big reason if you're struggling, why you're struggling. Okay? So, never have an expectation. Your focus should be on the actions. That's why the scale doesn't fucking matter. Travis is crushing it and he has a jaded expectation, and he's over there thinking that he's
failing.
He's failing when he's killing it. But that's because he's not focusing on the actions. But also Travis is the kind of person who is more advanced and is taking an extreme action. And that is why he dropped 9 pounds in 3 weeks. For most of you guys, it could take up to 3 months.
And when you take extreme action, you have extreme expectation. And that is exactly the position that Travis was in. He's like, I'm doing everything perfect to the T. I only lost 9 pounds. Dude, you're fucking killing it. You lost 9 pounds in 3 weeks. And he's a dude, so females, please do not expect you're going to lose 9 pounds in 3 weeks.
You could.
However, for most women, that's not even realistically sustainable.
Yes.
Now, if you're 300 pounds, then for a while, yeah, that might be realistic. However, the expectation that you have when not met, like Travis, had he not been coaching with you, had he not had our guidance, our support, our community, and you on speed dial,
yeah,
right? He would have at that point probably quit on himself.
Yeah. How many times have some of you guys in the room have actually killed it? Lee, I'm so glad you're listening to this. That's his wife. How many of you guys have been killing it, but because of your false expectation, you give up?
You give up because you think you're not doing well because the expectation wasn't met. If you're trying something new, you got to release expectation. Actually, you should expect to fail. If you're going to expect anything, expect to fail.
Especially at the beginning of anything, because failures are learning lessons. They're stepping stones. And it's up to you to overcome. But most people are like, failure. That's it. Right? Because that's an expectation that you're taught from this industry too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it drives me nuts. And this is why we're doing this episode today, because at 5 a.m. I was doing my gratitude and I was just so distracted because I was so frustrated.
It was my fault.
So frustrated with, like, I want to shake people. I want to shake people when they have a wrong...
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I pressed the wrong button.
When they have the wrong expectation. So like if I saw you and you have the wrong expectation, then you're probably going to need to take notes if you're not doing it already, and you're going to need to listen to it 5 more times. Right? Until I will meet you in person, then I will shake you in person. But seriously, drives me nuts.
It reminds me of Hitch. You seen the movie Hitch? And you know when Albert is like doing his dance or whatever, and then they start playing what's
when he's
Ursher, yeah. And then he like slaps him twice, and he's like, "Get out."
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. The next excuse you make, I don't have time. I don't have money. It's my kid. No, bro, you're the leader of your kids. But here's the problem: if you can't lead yourself,
you can't lead anybody
you
else.
can't lead anyone. So you're going to make 9 different breakfasts for your 9 kids because they're all complaining. I'd be like, in the days where like spanking was okay, dude, I'm gonna like my kid on the butt if they're getting out of line. You know why? It instills a healthy fear.
Because you want to shake them.
It's a healthy fear of like, oh shit, and it's a like a knee jerk, like, damn, I know that if I did something wrong, like I don't feel good. You know, it's not about abuse. It's about like, hey, I gotta scare you because I have to create an emotion to get you to change. Right? If I just say, don't do that, you're not gonna fucking change.
But here's the thing.
If I do this.
But here's the thing. If you don't feel confident and badass, you can't even gain control of that because you don't know how to control yourself.
You have to start with leading yourself. And if you can't lead yourself, find somebody else who can lead you so that you can learn how to lead you, and then you can lead your family. That was for the moms in the house.
Or for anybody, really. I mean, we all are surrounded by other people around us. And it's like, what is the role that you're playing in life? Like, are you a mom because you're a leader, or are you a mom just because you gave birth? I believe that not all moms are created equal whatsoever.
But it also depends on, for one, there is nature.
Yeah.
There is nurture.
Yeah.
Right? So part of it is, how you grew up, what you saw when you were a sponge, right? When you were young. Like, what did you experience? What did you see? What was your life? What was your growing up, your childhood, and all of that? That's part of what gets put in your head and the way you think and the way you process stuff. But as an adult, you have full responsibility. You can no longer blame your parents. As soon as you can think for yourself and rationalize on your own, you can no longer blame your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, your whoever, what happened to you. It is now your responsibility to change what is going on in here. But you have to want to change.
And I honestly think, so now we're getting a little bit off topic.
Totally, we're good
so
at
I'm gonna make sure that we steer it back in.
Okay,
but
good.
that's why I'm frustrated with
Good leader.
with seeing like psychologists and therapists, and some of you guys might really disagree with me, and quite frankly, I don't care. But therapists dwell on the past instead of creating the future, and that's what pisses me off.
Shit.
Oh, you're like this because your parent, blah, blah, blah.
Shit.
Yes, we're all fucked up because of our parents.
If you're a therapist in here and you just got mad at that, that's because you're doing it.
But that's why I think coaches are incredible, because instead of letting somebody dwell on their past that does not change their future, a good coach will say, okay, so this is why you're acting this way, but let's turn it back around and let's rewire what's happening so that you can become that person. Meanwhile, the therapist will tell you why you're doing this. I think therapists are making a shit ton of money by basically celebrating victim mentality.
It's important to recognize what happened in the past,
Right.
but to also understand it doesn't define you.
Right. Only the present defines your future.
You have control of right now.
But so many people live in the present, dwelling on the past, that their future ends up being created for them instead of them creating it by design.
They are creating it by design, but they're creating it based off of them being stuck in what has happened to me. It doesn't matter. Guess what? What has happened to you is gone. It's not happening to you now, and it doesn't have to happen to you in the future as long as you control and you take responsibility for what you do have control over.
We've all been through some shit, and I'm gonna say something that's pretty personal and that's pretty painful too, and I'm not gonna say it like because I'm seeking any like
no pity. No pity.
Yeah, no pity party or anything. But a lot of people might think that, you know, my disordered eating patterns that I've struggled with for a very long time, and it took me like over a decade to overcome it, was due to the fact that I was raped at a very young age. So now a therapist, and I went to therapy for that, you know, they brought up all the things on why I fucked up, but they didn't give me on any of the tools to fix it. Thank God, I don't know how I was able to get myself out of that, but I'm grateful for this experience because my mess became my message.
I think that's something really important too that I don't think anybody here actually knew.
I mean, I'm over it.
I don't know if you've told anybody.
No, I didn't.
But if you have, I mean, as a female, and I can't say I understand by any means, and I'm grateful. However, your mess becomes your message. And if you didn't hear, because Sarit said it, so can I repeat it?
Yeah.
It's an important detail for people to know about you because it adds to your relentlessness and it adds to who you are and your character and how your past does not have to define you. Sarit was raped at a young age. And she doesn't just like say it all the time. That's probably the first time a lot of you have even heard it. Most of you, actually.
Yeah, I didn't even tell my family until 5 years afterwards because I felt so ashamed of it.
So, you know, it's just an example. It's not like, oh, feel bad for me or whatever. It's just an example of something extreme that can happen to you at an age that will shape you, that doesn't have to define you as an adult if you take responsibility.
Yes, I did binge on food for years because I was traumatized. So I sought comfort and emotion. How many women in this room, I know because of like, I know stats and I stay very up to date. I know that at least 10 women in the room can probably relate to what I just said. You go to a therapist, they will tell you, oh honey, it's because of that. No, dude, let that shit go.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Let that go. Let's work on rewiring you so that you can become.
It might be, yes, of course, because of that. But when you're at an age like that where you don't understand, you can conceptualize. Is that a word? Did I use that right? Let's just pretend it is. You can't like really understand why it's happening, why you want to eat. You don't know how to dissect your emotions. And I think as we go into adulthood, we don't know how to dissect our emotions. We don't know how to think deep. We're so surface. You know, when you walk by people and how are you? Oh, good. Like, how many deep conversations do you have? How much deep thinking do you do? So much that we do is on the surface that we just go through life being numb. And we can't actually be present or aware of what's going on in our lives, what we're thinking, why we're thinking it, how to get over it, how to overcome struggles that we have. We just accept and we think that
we let it define us, and then we take it out on food, we take it out on alcohol, we take it out on drugs, sex, porn, overspending, whatever your thing is, all of the above, right? Too many people let their past traumas define their success, and we call this bullshit. It's time to put a stop to it. Yes, you need to analyze your past, but don't dwell on your past in order to redefine your future. No. Analyze it. Become aware. Now, speaking of awareness, let's bring it back to, you know, some expectations that sabotage people. That, like, whenever we see it, we want to really shake them. Okay, so expectation number one is when you're actually killing it, but because of a certain expectation, you think that you're a failure, and then you give up. Or you halfway try because you act like a failure because you think you're a failure instead of showing up like you've shown up. Right? So, like, the only expectation that you should have of yourself is not what number the scale says about you. Your only expectation should be your expectation with regards to the level of action that you're taking each and every day.
Boom.
And guess what? If you're new to this journey or if you've struggled a lot, don't expect to be perfect or expect to get amazing results. Why? Because your threshold is very low. It's very, very low. There's only so much that you can handle at once, and you need to learn to build discipline and be consistent with that discipline. Once you do that, then add more action to your plate.
Amen.
But, you know, weight loss, your body is just a byproduct. It's a byproduct of how much you treated your body like shit up to today, or of all the great things that you've done to your body up to today. So, for example, I'm in really good shape because for the past decade, I took really good care of myself. I took massive action that was extremely consistent. That's why I have a six-pack. If you're just getting started, it doesn't matter how motivated you are and how much you've shown up. Don't expect to have a six-pack like me because you've shown up for 20 days, right? 10 years is 3,000 days. I have like 3,000 days over you. What makes you think that you're going to get a six-pack? That's the expectation that drives me nuts.
Because I got a free program that said 6 days to six-pack abs.
I had that six-pack abs, 6-second six-pack abs. It was like click, 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 click. Yeah, I was one of those people. But that's why I'm telling you all these things so that you wouldn't make all the mistakes that I used to do.
That's really why we show up, actually. We don't want you to continue making the mistakes that we made and that most likely you're making. And that's why so often we can get inside your head. Because we've been you, we've been there, we know what it's like. We know every single step along the way. The feelings, the emotions, the thoughts, the actions, the results. We know all of it. What is a realistic expectation for weight loss?
Show up.
Depends on...
Be consistent.
I'm going to give you some numbers though, because I know you're still going to freak out and be like, yeah, but what is realistic then? Because we have a hard time just letting go of all of this numbers business. So here's realistic. If you've been gaining weight, if you've tried a program or did something or changed your eating or cut out carbs or whatever, and you lost some weight and then you gained it and then you gain more and you just keep gaining weight, then here's your first expectation: to stop gaining weight.
Yep.
Which means if you don't lose any weight, that's fine. That's amazing as long as you didn't gain it, right? That's already step one. Boom, progress, not perfection, right? If you're gaining, first, stop gaining. That's a win, right? Then, if you lose even, here's the thing, we're going to fluctuate on a daily. So for one, don't even weigh yourself daily. Almost don't even weigh yourself weekly. Shit. Don't even weigh yourself weekly. Wait a full month. Give yourself 30 days before you even step on a scale. Step on a scale one time, right? Give yourself 30 days. Don't do circumference measurements. Don't even take photos. Like, we have people take photos because we want to keep people engaged and whatever, if you're in our one-on-one, but if that's not you, don't worry about it. Don't take photos. Don't do circumference. Don't weigh yourself. Don't get a body scan. Don't do any of these things to track your progress. You're going to notice things that are happening. That's fine. You didn't actively go out of your way to try to find what progress you've been making. So after 30 days, then do your shit. And I can tell you, you know that if you haven't been consistent within 30 days, you shouldn't have an expectation that you're going to get any results. If you were consistent and you worked on progress, not perfection, for 30 days, at that point, yes, it's probably fair for you to have an expectation that the weight goes down. Yeah. But if it only goes down, oh my God, 4 pounds or 3 pounds or 5 pounds, depending on how big you are, that's still a win. Did you lose weight? Yeah. Shit. Who cares if it goes slow?
But I didn't lose 40.
Right. And that's totally a thing that we think about, like, oh, but I didn't lose as much as I wanted. That's okay. Did you want to lose weight? Oh, you did? Perfect. Keep doing what you did. Because imagine, even if you only lost 3 pounds a week, only if you lost 3 pounds a month.
In a year, that's 40 pounds.
Which is insanely, like, realistic.
Reasonable. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
If that's it, that's 40 pounds in a year. Would you take that? Would you accept that? Would you be okay with losing 40 pounds? Even if it took a year, but it meant you got to keep it off and never have to go back? Changed what's going on up here. No external transformation happens without an internal transformation first.
And if you're going in that approach, then you should then expect to gain it back. Yes, you should expect to. Otherwise, like, it's all about, most of the time, right? Unless you're in this group, you're taught short-term gain for long-term pain. Lose 10 pounds in 1 week, gain 12 pounds in 3 days, and then repeat the cycle for years.
But it's not
fine. You can do that. Would you rather do that, or would you rather go slow and steady, wins the race, and 1 year from now, you're like, shit, I'm a completely different person. Come on now.
Yeah, don't let people fool you. And in this industry, it's so hard, and it's, our battle is, we're literally fighting against everybody who gives you these expectations.
Yep, and we don't care if they come at us.
Is there truth to the health or whatever benefits of keto or intermittent fasting? Yes, of course, you can prove there are benefits to anything. You can also prove there are downfalls to anything. It depends on what your perspective is, and it depends on what your bias is. If you're selling keto is, oh my God, Jesus Christ, you must do keto. But nobody should ever try to sell you anything that isn't going to leave you better than it found you. Fuck them. It pisses me off. I don't even give a shit. Yes, there are benefits. However, if you can't do it long term, it's absolutely useless and ineffective.
Yep. Okay, another expectation.
What?
So,
like, we're giving them a realistic expectation now, like things they can.
So we talked about the expectation of you thinking that you're failing when you're actually killing it because you have a false expectation. The other expectation is the expectation that now that you're ready to do something about it, you want it to be aggressive when you're not even aware of what you've been doing. Stop expecting 100 when you don't even know what 1 looks like.
You can't get to 10 without getting to 1.
Be very good at 1 before you get to 2. Most of you guys are like, okay, I'm ready. This is why everybody in January 1st has their resolutions. But what happened? We had a conversation with a woman on Sunday right outside the grocery store.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are freaking lining up with their masks. Drives me crazy, whatever. But she's like, she was telling us this bullshit story of, I used to be in shape until I had my kids. Drives me nuts.
Is that the day we were driving, and that's the day I made the video of, like, I never want to be the person who ever says, oh, I used to be. That's why you did that video. She was telling us her used to be story, and we're like, okay, we hear it all the time.
Obviously, her mindset is the biggest problem.
Because she says, oh, as soon as I had kids, and
yeah, don't blame it on your fucking kids. Like, your kids are so sweet.
People will say, like, oh, I'm not working out.
Shame on any mom to blame their kids. No, it's your fault. It's not your kid's fault. Your kid is bringing you joy and love, and you know that. You just haven't made it a priority because you don't know how to set boundaries. So it's all mindset. But anyways, the point is not to make anybody feel bad, but to really call you out on the bullshit that you tell yourself. Commit to being committed, not instead of commit to the story that you tell yourself. So many of you guys are so committed to the story that you tell yourself. Imagine if you committed to the process as much as you committed to the bullshit story that you've been telling yourself for 10 years. You'd be in a way different place.
Your life is a book. And so far, there are a certain number of chapters that have been written in that book. When you are an adult and you have control over your actions, you begin writing the chapters of that book. When you're dependent, other people's input and other people's words get put onto those pages. Now, you're writing the book. Fuck all the last chapters that happened. This is going to be part 2 of the book. And now you get to choose how you're going to begin part 2. You write the story. How do you want the story to go? Start acting accordingly. And if you don't know how, which is a legitimate thing, that's where you reach out.
Get the help, get the right approach, have the right attitude, take the right amount of action.
Appropriate to you. And where
So for one, most people are completely intimidated to take action because they have the expectation that their whole life has to change. Oh, I have to have my life perfect, so I'm not traveling and quarantine is not happening and this and that. This is how you know that your expectation is already messed up. Because you don't have to change everything at once. You only change one thing at a time. You get very good with that change. You become consistent at it. That's how you get good. And then you change one more thing. So again, so that's just another expectation that I added by talking about it. The expectation of everything in your life has to change at once. Mm-hmm. If you're one of these people who've been waiting for the right moment, for the kids to leave the house, for you to retire,
for you to start working again.
Nah. But then also the expectation that you're ready to take it at 100% when you don't even know how to, when you haven't experienced being good at level 1 yet. Right? So drop these expectations. So many of you guys are like running your script based off of an expectation instead of running your script based off of the amount of action you're taking or the lack of action you're taking. And there's some moms in the house that I want to give a huge shout out to because they are taking massive action. And the ones who are, we see you and therefore we want to celebrate you because that's going to empower you to show up more. Yes, Jeanette, Tammy, Kayla, Nikki Johnson, Sarah Novick, Lee Paget, Lauren Bernat,
Lauren
Bernat too.
Lauren Bernat.
Lauren Coke ain't a mom. She a dog mom, but
she
ain't
you're talking
a mom.
about moms.
Yeah.
Got it. I thought you were just talking about in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who in here? I want to give you guys a shout out. You guys, we know we call you out a lot, but we call you up to like really like, you know, like bring like give you guys the right perspective. Stephanie, unfortunately, I'm because you haven't worked with us, I'm not really sure what you're up to. Same for you, Mallory. Crystal ain't a mom, but Crystal is totally killing it. Tina, hell yeah, Tina, you've been showing up.
Yeah, dude.
After years of making excuses and having the wrong expectation, you made a killer post the other day. I will keep it private, but I'm so proud of you.
You know, and shout out to anybody who has had the courage to be open-minded to the way that we coach. Shout out to anybody who has purchased any product or service that we offer and been willing to think a different way. It takes courage because you failed so many times. So why should you trust us? Right? I understand a legitimate thought that most likely goes through every mind before they sign up for something, whether it's the burn zone, the badass fit body, the 28-day metabolic reset challenge, the transformation, the inner circle, the blueprint, the anything. You have to have courage. And guess what? The more money you're investing, the more courage you have to have. And so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I know I can speak for Sarit as well on this, for trusting us. Thank you even for showing up, even if you haven't done any of those programs. Thank you for showing up and being willing to listen to what we have to say in hopes that we can transform the way you think so that you can transform the way you look and feel.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys, thank you for showing up this morning. Thank you for listening to I feel like today was like a windy road, right?
Oh yeah, but I feel like they always kind of go that way because we go on tangents.
Yeah. We swerve.
Do you care if we go on tangents?
I think they enjoy it. I know that I do.
There's some really good things that wouldn't be said if we didn't go on a tangent, so I'm not even going to apologize or stop.
Yeah. So you guys, to wrap this up, if we know how many people are so jaded by these false expectations that we talked about. If you know somebody who just has the wrong expectation, maybe they've been killing it and they think they've been a failure, and that's their problem. The fact that they quit too soon, right before they reach the golden pot. Or maybe they think they're ready for 100 when in fact they don't even know what 1 looks like at a consistent basis. Right? Then you need to invite them to the page so that they will start thinking differently. The most challenging thing that we will promise you if you're in this group is that you will start thinking differently. Right? You will not be taught anything that's extreme. When you will, first you'll have to prove great discipline and great consistency. We're not those people. But we will challenge you to think differently, and that's why you're here.
Mm-hmm. If you have an aha moment because of something that we've said, or if a light bulb has gone off in your head because of something that you heard from us or from our community, please, I am not even above begging you to post it on the Erin Sarit page because it fuels us to know we're having an impact on you. That's why we show up every single day, because we want to have an impact, a positive impact. It starts with you, and we're going to have a positive impact on millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. Mark our words, we've been saying it for the last year at least, but we've been thinking it for longer. And, if you have any ahas, please post them on the Erin and Sarit page, because
the only thing we ask for is to help us make a bigger impact by sharing it to somebody who will benefit from it. So like Kayla,
sharing is caring.
Share it with your gym partner who gave up on herself, who had she had the right expectation, and I really hope she'll be listening to this, she would probably be 30 pounds ahead like you were. Right? You guys, come on.
Jeanette has the ticket. She does this, and it's absolutely epic. Thank you, Jeanette, every time. I don't always see when you share, so I want you to know I'm thankful every time you do.
Yes.
But when I see it, I comment on it. She said, share the live video to your page with a comment of your own. So don't just share now, write a post. When you click the share button, say write a post. And then tell everybody your own thoughts. Even if you hate us, shit, I don't care.
Yeah, these girls are full of shit.
Hopefully you're not still listening if you think we're full of shit. And if you are, that's because you're insecure and you want to hear what we have to say so you can say something bad about us. That's okay. It's going to happen eventually. But we love all of you who love to listen to what we have to say for the benefit of yourself.
And for the benefit of those around you.
Amen.
Shout out to our moms in the house who are putting themselves first in order to be more for everybody else. Shout out to everybody else. If you're not there yet, at least you're showing up. And you know what? It's a journey for all of us, okay? You guys have yourselves an amazing day. We will catch you tomorrow, 6:30.
Bye.